10,000 tick trap. Pandas, 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 pandas. I got brawls and an answers and dope lean and a panda. Pandas, welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you guys are here. We just finished the pre-market show. Always have a great time there. Hey, if you're just joining, make sure you scalp that like button. Make sure you drop a GM in that chat. Let us know where you guys are from. I love to hear it. And tell me your thoughts. If you guys heard the town hall yesterday, tell me your thoughts of what you believed or how you felt about it. Yours truly spent their evening in that town hall and talking with with the people at Apex. And hey, pandas, good news today. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But in short, yes, they're not going to implement. They're stepping back from doing what they said they're going to do. But we'll talk about it today. We'll talk about it. Remember, there's news today at 10 o'clock. It will be the ISM manufacturing or services, sorry. Services PMI. Manufacturing, I believe, was on Monday. It's going to be one of those make or break news events. I don't think so, but it might be. We have Big Mama potentially here. I may take it. The reason why I don't like it is because we're in an uptrend on the daily chart. We are in an uptrend, and I don't want to go short in this uptrend because this can act as just a small pullback. And if people are always in long, they're looking to buy at near the lows of the previous candles. They're looking to buy. You can see what they did here. They bought the low here, and not allowed to close in. So I don't know. It's a little tough for me to maybe take this Big Mama. I think if we have a good setup here, I would consider it. But otherwise, I'll wait. Good morning, Thomas Masters. Good morning, Philip Fleshlinger. Hello, Adashi. Good morning, Tanner. Good morning, Hansman. Good morning, Roberto. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Live Free. Good morning, Shayak. Shayak, good morning. FZN, good morning. Geo, good morning. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Samanth, good morning. Denise, good morning. Welcome, guys. Drop a GM in the chat. Make sure you scalp that like button. We're going to go over all the stuff that happened with Apex and the whole debacle. We'll start from beginning to end. This is like the lore here is insane. And hopefully you guys are sticking around for that lore. There is some serious lore right now surrounding this, and it's awesome. I think it's amazing. Really do appreciate you guys joining here. You guys ready to make some bamboo? Hey, let's do some pre-market analysis. Daily chart. We are in an uptrend, bouncing off our trend line, coming to the top of the channel, and we're seeing a small pullback here. This may not lead to a full pullback. I mean, a pullback has already happened, but it may not lead to a deep pullback because we could float around here and go sideways until we hit this, the bottom of this channel. So we may consolidate here. Depending on this candle, really, we can have a better picture. But, you know, if we have an overlapping bar here, then we can say, yeah, this is starting to convert into kind of a small trading range. And we may no longer be always in long. I think we're always in long still until said otherwise. But right now, so it's a little difficult. And the reason why I bring that up is because Big Mama is about to trigger. And this Big Mama is at a trading range in the on the daily chart, so that decreases your chances of it working. Am I gonna take it? Maybe I'll take it. I think I'll take it on stream. I probably will take it with this account. I may not take it with my actual accounts, you know, but that's for the members to know. I just feel like on stream with this opportunity, I should take it. But if you know, in general, this decreases your chances because the whole idea of Big Mama is scalping daily setups. Like we're seeing daily setups here, and the whole idea is we're scalping. So if we were in this situation, I would not go short here if this was any other chart. So that's not something I would do. So that makes me having to go short here. That is typically something I won't do ever. And so I probably wouldn't take that trade, but for the sake of the stream, maybe I'll do it for the content. And also the fact that this is an evaluation, so I don't mind if I lose money on this one because I trade these evals way more aggressively than I typically would for PAs. So daily chart, 10,000 tick, actually flashing a trap here, but we're at the bottom of a trading range on 10,000 tick. So you also have that going against you as well. And you have all this chop here as well, and you know you have news coming up at 10 o'clock, and so if it does trigger, it just may not be the best Big Mama to take, and I may refrain from it. I don't know. If I were to skip one, this would probably be the one I would try to skip, something like this. Good morning, guys. Good morning. JS Viking from Nebraska. Welcome. Tell me one. If you had to convince someone to move to Nebraska or to visit Nebraska, what would you bring up? What would be the main points to get someone to visit Nebraska? Charles Wilson, good morning. B. Charles, welcome. Charles Wilson with the rainbow badge. Ralph Gruns with the rainbow. Thank you so much for your support. Long-term support here. Many cups of coffee were bought. I do appreciate it. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Navo. Free paper cuts. Ralph Gruns. Ralph Gruns. Best reason to go Nebraska. Winter comes early and stays late. So those who love going outside and being hurt by the air. The air literally hurts you. Rin says corn feed beef steaks. GC Burke from Texas. Iron Cruz from Florida. Welcome, guys. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Today is Whiskey Wednesday. Let's go ahead and start the challenge. 250 likes. We're lowering the bar a little bit. Let's get that like count up to 250, and I will sip on some whiskey for y'all during the stream. You know, the sooner you get it, then the more of a drunk panda you'll get to trade. There is news at 10, so pandas, we may be chopping around until then. Tomorrow, I think, is the big news, really big news. And Friday is a shortened day, so it's like if the market's going to move, it may be tomorrow. And, yeah. Bareback Jack, Nebraska, all you can eat corn. I mean, I do love corn, but I mean, is that enough reason to go and visit? Because I can kind of eat a lot of corn where I live now, and yeah, I just don't know if that's enough reason to go. But hey, if you have amazing, I mean, I'm sure the views are amazing. I'm sure the nature scene is amazing. I mean, if you're talking about grilling steaks, I mean, you gotta consider Texas, yeah. Like Texas would have to trump Nebraska, I think. I could be wrong. Trap does trigger here, but not interested. Market just opened, and we are flippity floppity, slippity sloppity, chippity choppity. This is just complete trading range here, and it is painful to watch. We're gonna let this pass. I think I'm going to wait. Big Mama may trigger, but we're so choppy here. Big Mama actually may be a failed breakdown of this and may come back in. So I may take a second attempt of Big Mama. I'm gonna let the first one go by, but if there's another attempt at Big Mama, then I may take it. But right now, this is just a little too sus for me. I'm gonna skip this. Just look at the price action. It's way too choppy here near it, and it could just trigger it and come back up into this trading range. And I don't like that. I don't like that prospect, the potential of that happening. So I probably will skip it. Ding, ding, ding when market. You know what? I can do that. I think I can create that. Market opening alarm. That's actually really simple. I think I could do that. You can always drop in and share a lunch bag with the Oracle of Omaha. Oh, who's the Oracle of Omaha? I don't know that. Oracle of Omaha? Is that Warren Buffett? I don't know. Who's the Oracle of Omaha? I may be talking crazy. By the way, we will discuss Apex news top of the hour. Who's Warren who? Buffett? Buffet? Is this the corn buffet we're talking about here? All you can eat corn? Buffet? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Why are you guys talking about food? I'm hungry though. Alright, we may get a trap up here. I'm just sitting on my pause. 10,000 tick chart also showing second entry short. Bottom of the trading range. Clearly underneath the 20 MA, but at this point it's very confusing what's going to happen. We already touched the bottom of the trading range on the trading range indicator. And may get back to the top. I don't know. We'll see. The 5-minute chart, there is a gap on the 5-minute. The gap is up here. We may try to fill it. There is news at 10, so please be aware. We do have the whiskey challenge today, Whiskey Wednesday, and oftentimes on Wednesdays it's very slow, mainly because FOMC are always on Wednesdays, and they happen at 2 o'clock, and so typically the morning section is very choppy. So that's why we do Whiskey Wednesdays, or we do the whiskey challenge on Wednesdays. This is something. This is like the one thing you guys can do to actually affect me and affect what happens on stream. Trading price action says, is the math better for swings or scalps? If you are a good trader, they're kind of the same, actually. They are actually the same. If you are a good trader, they're the same. Pretty much. Ralph Grunt says, Warren Edward Buffett is an American business magnate, investor, and philanthropist. He is currently the chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. I still don't know who that is. I mean, I know who Logan Paul is. I mean, if you want to talk about people who are actually important, you got to talk about people like Logan Paul. Logan Paul, Chris Paul. What's up, Berkshire? Berkshire, I think that's where the hobbits live. Isn't it? Something like that. The hobbits live in the... Is Warren Buffett, is he a hobbit? I mean, Lord of the Rings is pretty important. Wayne Bennett says Warren Buffett is the best known investor over the last 50 years. I mean, does he have a TikTok? If he doesn't have a TikTok, I don't know who he is. Can you imagine Warren Buffett with a TikTok? I mean, if you want to be relevant, I keep wanting to call him Warren Buffett. I know because I've been pronouncing it wrong on purpose, but Warren Buffett. Imagine him with a TikTok. Wrong answers only. Yeah, I'm joking, guys. I know who Warren Buffett is. Come on, wake up, guys. Wake up. Wake up! I mean, how do I chart this? This is wild. Price action's terrible. The overnight session's been pretty terrible. It's just complete sideways chop. Indecisive market. I really wouldn't be surprised if we wait till tomorrow for the big
10,000 tick trap.
And unfortunately, that'll happen off stream. Maybe I'll jump on stream early just so I can trade that news and maybe pass this eval in one trade. If we don't get a big move today from the news, I'm highly certain tomorrow we're gonna get a pretty large move off the news, and I have like a 50-50 chance to pass my eval. Maybe I'll do it. I mean, hey, aren't you guys tired of the eval? Don't you guys want to see actual real live money being made on stream? News is at 10. It's ISM. Services PMI, I believe. Let me double check that. It might be manufacturing or service. I think it is services, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, it's the services today. On Monday it was the manufacturing PMI. Free Paper Cut says, we've been in a range since 11 a.m. According to the trading range indicator, we have been in a range, yep, pretty much since 11 o'clock yesterday. If you look at the 10,000 tick chart, you can see that the range basically started with here. Actually had a nice push down, breaking that small range, but you can see that this started to show signs, give us signs or signals that we may turn to a trading range. And we can see that actually the second to short triggering here, and it may be failing here. Who knows though? But we've been in a range since yesterday. You can see that says 12 here, That means since yesterday, 12 o'clock, we've been in a range, and the 10,000 tick chart shows that with the trading range indicator. And the market's fractal. And so if basically, you see a trading range on these smaller time frames, most likely it'll turn to a trading range on the higher time frames. What do I mean by the market's fractal? Why do I keep mentioning that? The reason why I mention that is because any pattern that you see in the smaller time frames, you'll see in the larger time frames. For instance, if I showed you, without any grids or anything, if I showed you the weekly chart, you guys would not be able to tell if that was a 5-minute chart, a 2000 tick chart, or a daily chart. You guys, or a yearly chart, you wouldn't be able to tell. Because the market's fractal. The patterns repeat throughout in every time frame. We're just chilling here until the market gives us a better idea what it wants to do. When it's just sideways, the best thing you can do technically is actually trade the range. So you buy low, sell high, and that's a scary thing to do if you're not used to it. And I definitely am not an expert at that, so I'm not looking to buy at the low here or sell. Like if I had a better idea, then maybe I'll do it, but it's clearly in a trading range. That's the thing. So, I don't know. I mean, if anything, I'll look for market symmetry. I'll look for a big push up here. Maybe a decent push down here, coming back up into it. But if that's the case, I'll look for a trap trade down here to go long. As in, we get a decent push down. And then, so I'll look for a failed second entry short somewhere down here to come back up into the trading range. That's a setup I would look for. But the chances of that setup happening are very low. Because it's such a good setup. The problem with good setups is that they don't happen very often. So Richard Harris says, I still think my joke was funny. I believe he's referring to this. Be careful, news can't bamboozle pandas. Get it? Get it? Pandas, today is Whiskey Wednesday. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Getting a push back up before we can even really get back to the bottom of the trading range. I'm not comfortable doing anything here. I'm just gonna let this play out. All right, let's talk about Apex while we wait. Probably nothing will happen to the news. So, if you guys haven't heard already, make sure you guys scalp that like button once you hear this. But yours truly spoke directly to Apex, and they actually reached out to me. I think after stream. If you guys remember, I mentioned, hey, if you guys have a problem, one thing I know about Apex, that they listen to their customers. And so it doesn't hurt to let them know if you voice your concerns, let them know. Just let them know. And I think they will work with you. Don't just post it somewhere. Just let them know. And, they can hopefully work something out. And lo and behold, I think a lot of you guys listened to that advice. And you guys reached out to them, and the next thing next thing I know, is that Apex actually reached out to me to ask my opinions on what had happened and what I felt like, just what I felt like for the new policies, and I let them know. I was honest with them. I was honest, and I basically just reiterated what everyone talked about during stream. And the next thing I know after that is there was an invite to a town hall to invite everyone to discuss the new policy. And the nice thing about that, Pandas, is how quick Apex was to act. Literally the day after they announced the policy, they announced or invited everyone to a town hall to discuss the new policies. And I think, you know, I think a lot of it had to do with. I'm not saying I personally am the reason why this happened, but I would say it. I think it did. I think it did help, and especially along with all of you who voice your concerns. And I do want to say this. At the end, Apex decided to pull back and not do and not implement the new policy changes. The big one in contention was the safety net. The safety net was a rule that if you withdraw, then you basically need to have left over in your account after withdrawal, not before withdrawal, but after withdrawal, enough money to be a safety net. And the safety net calculation was based off the minimum money you need to withdraw. Basically the trailing threshold of whichever account that you're using. So for instance, if you're using a 50K account, you need to have at least $2,600 in profit in the 50K account after withdrawal. So that caused a ruckus, and people went they brought their pitchforks, their knives, they took it all out, and they marched to Apex and decided to voice their concerns. But I will say this though, it's not the fact that it was they didn't change their minds because of a mob, the mob decision. It was not because of that. They changed their mind because they thought that people had genuinely good reasons of why they didn't like what they like. It's not like, oh, we don't like it, change it. I'm just gonna make that very clear. Because I don't want to encourage everyone to think that if enough people complain, then they'll just change whatever rules they want. That's not the case. But I think enough people brought up good points where they decided to listen and say, okay, they basically agreed. And I think that takes a lot. I respect Apex a lot, and that takes huge courage to be able to say we are going to implement this policy, but we've heard you and we decided to take it back. That I think is very respectable. Let's say respectable. Respectable? Is that a word? Respectful? Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. You know the thing. I think Apex has shown time and time again that they listen to the customers, and I would say from the town hall, it seems like the main reason why they decided to step back or take it back, the new policy change, was because of the fact that people were saying, this is my money that I've earned. Let me do what I want with it. If I want to be reckless with it, let me be reckless. If I want to be wise with it, let me be wise. But let me have the choice to do it. You guys are enforcing something on us. And I would say, and that was kind of like the main principle that they felt like was maybe the most convincing, or for them, they kind of took some time to think about it and agreed. And so they decided to not put the policy. So I think I think that's a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for Apex. Not only that, they've shown again that they really do care about the customer first, and the reason why I choose Apex and why I continue to choose Apex, because they continue to show that they are customer facing. So I just think how everything went down was quite entertaining, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice little change of pace of things and a little bit of drama here, and but they acted fast, and I think because of that, they're going to retain a lot of customers or partners. I think so at the end, no harm done really. It's just continue as things have been. So that being said, hey, Easter promo, BBM 80 to get 80% off from the best prop firm on the planet for the lifetime of the eval. Make sure you take advantage of it while it still lasts. News is about to drop in 11 minutes. But yeah, that's basically they did mention about liquidity, how people were starting to say there's liquidity issues at Apex. They outright denied that. Being a reasonable human being, or sorry, a reasonable panda being, you take all that with a grain of salt, just because, hey, everyone's gonna say that everything is fine. BBM 80 is 80% off the lifetime of the eval. So if you take 20 years to pass the eval, it will be a lifetime off. All right, what do we have here? About 9 more minutes until news drops, and we are just chippity choppity, slippity sloppity, flippity floppity. What is going on here? It's almost not even worth marking this chart, just because I just know I'm just not going to trade anything here. Pandas, I will say also, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, because the moment the town hall ended, I put a post up talking about the news, how they are not going to, they're no longer going to do the new rules. And so, if you're under the if you're under the person that, or if you thought that basically the laws or the rules were going to change all last night, you could have found out the news as soon as it came out if you subscribed and hit that bell notification. And I could care less for the algorithm if you subscribe. It's nice. It's a nice thing to see, the subscriber count going up. But at the end, it's more for you. If you can benefit from that. So I'm just letting you guys know. I'm not saying I don't appreciate the support from all your support. Thanks, Pandas. I'm not saying unsubscribe all of a sudden. I'm just letting you guys know. That's not the most important thing for me. It's nice, though. Very nice. I do appreciate it tremendously. Oh, really? I mentioned that not to get more subscribers. I just mentioned right now, at this moment, just so you can be aware that you can actually benefit if you subscribe. Whew. I feel like I'm digging myself into a hole. Just forget everything I said. Forget it. Start from scratch. Guys, I'm Baba Money. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my stream. We are just starting here. And we are about to rock and roll. We're getting some momentum here. Some little volatility. And we have realized we are coming out and pushing up. Maybe breaking out this trading range. We shall see. 10,000 tick chart still showing us trading range. Let me get back to the top of it. I would not be surprised. The trap does trigger here, giving us a nice little swing trade, little scalp here with this trap off the 10,000 tick. Right, we got to break a trend, undershoot, overshoot, break a trend, new low, bottom trading range, trap trade, and this trap was good enough for a nice push up here. So that is a timing for the trap, and the setup there is to that setup was perfect timing to enter in to go long here. And that's a nice thing. That's the thing about two-leggy. It's the thing about setups is that it helps you with timing to enter, and not only that, it gives you extra like reinforcement or higher probabilities that your trade will work. About 5.5 more minutes until news drops here. If I were to choose a direction, I would say up. Maybe create an inside bar on the daily chart to give us confusion, to show us that we are going sideways after the strong push up. Still pretty much in an uptrend. And yeah, so if I were to choose a direction here, maybe up for now. We shall see. Also, gap most likely will fill on the 5-minute chart. There's a gap here still haven't filled this. So if it hasn't been filled before the news drops, then I'm gonna think that we're gonna try to fill that gap. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. 250 likes. Can you guys get that? I've seen it. You guys are probably wondering, is it possible to get 250 likes with only 140 viewers? The answer is yes, and I've seen it before. I have seen it with my own panda eyes. Bamboos. Get some bamboos. Boozies. What is happening? Wow, it's very choppy still. I will say this: if I were to pick a direction, it'd be pretty much a gamble here. Pretty much a gamble. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining. A couple more of you guys have joined. Piranha, Hansman, Salvatore, welcome. Astro, Falcon, Uriel, welcome. Hefe, F Zen, Peter Cho, welcome, guys. Welcome. Iron Cruz, welcome, guys. Thanks for joining. We're rocking and rolling here, as in nothing's happening and we're just sitting on our paws. Ten doesn't tick chart, absolutely just choppy here. Very hard to tell what's gonna happen. We're in the bottom of trading range and we did get a decisive bounce off of it, so potentially could come back to the top. Wouldn't be surprised. 5 minutes still needs to fill the gap here. 2000 tick chart, clearly above the 20 MA, and if we do draw a channel here, it could look something like this, where we have an overshoot, may lead to an undershoot, and possibly continuation of this uptrend. I may want to wait for the undershoot to happen before deciding to go long here. You can see we're hitting resistance here, top of these pivots. And this resistance, this could be a double top of some sort. Just something to be aware of. Second entry long. I'm skipping it. Skip it. Main reason being is I'm looking for an undershoot because of an overshoot here. Looking for that undershoot to find some symmetry. Market like symmetry. I mean, symmetry happens because of math. Ultimately, it's math. At the end, it's math. Why all these things are, you know, created. Measured moves. Why measured moves work? Because of math. Why does symmetry happen? Because of math. Why do breakouts happen? Because of math. Why do breakouts fail? Because of math. It's all math at the end. But since most of us are visual, you know, we like to see patterns visually, and so the candlesticks help us see the math visually, essentially. 10 seconds till news. See what happens. News is dropped, and we're up. We are up and down. Up and down, and down, down. Very down. Okay. Super down. Back into the training range, may come back up. That market symmetry happened right there. Overshoot leading to an undershoot here. Now we may continue this uptrend. Just, you see how when it comes down, it actually makes a higher low here, right? You have a double bottom and a higher low. This actually doesn't get down to here, even though it's a strong push down. Still hasn't got down to here. Now we're coming back up higher. I may go with a higher low setup here, thinking that we may push up now because we're coming back into this.
Tick trap.
We may not get the setup though. We may not get the setup. It may happen without us. If we make a new high, I'm no longer interested in going long. Higher low setup may be interested, but now feeling a little sus. It's just hard to tell what's happening here. All I have to go base off is the fact that we made higher lows all the way up. So I think we're still in an uptrend, but also very sideways.
10,000 tick trap.
Higher low setup does trigger, and I'm sitting on my pause here. Maybe for a second entry long, I may think about going in, but it cannot break this pivot high. If it does, then the counts reset. If you get a nice second entry long here, I may consider it, pandas. Interesting. A, B, C. It may be resistance up here as well. Terrible looking signal bar. Can't go long off of that. Sitting in my pause still. Maybe Big Mama might hit. ISM numbers did bring in some volatility, but no direction. No real direction or clarity in the market. But did bring some volatility with some candles forming quickly. You can see the 20 MA starting to curl downwards. Pointing down now. Typically you don't want to go long in that. That usually signifies that we're going more sideways and we're still choppy. As you can see, we're going in and out of the 20 MA, making this very confusing to enter a trade. You can consider maybe taking a trap fail second entry long here because of the pointing down 20 MA. Also the fact that we bounced off this high, this double top, like I mentioned. You got to take note of it. And we bounced off of it multiple times. So this may be a time to reverse it to go down, potentially. I consider this a triangle and very confusing. If this does trigger with the outside bar, I'm definitely not taking it. I'm going to sit in my pause. I don't have any clear direction yet, pandas, to be honest. And the market's very confusing. I would say maybe this is the best setup so far to go short, but still sitting in my pause because I'm just so unsure. Right, the higher time frames created an inside bar, causing confusion, which is a smaller time frame triangle. Right, OI pattern here on the 10,000 tick means breakout mode. means triangle in the smaller time frame. It means that if we do trigger this, it may push down strongly. We do trigger it. We do trigger the trap finally here, and this may push down strong. Still unsure, so I'm sitting on my pause. The thing about scalping is that you need to be so accurate. You cannot just take these based on how you feel. You have to really be sure. You're feeling. The thing about probabilities is that's the hardest thing to calculate when it comes to any trade, and oftentimes it's based on feeling. And the feeling I have for the probability is this is very low. Not very low, but not high enough. There's a chance that this could push down pretty strong. But I'm not looking for the chance. I'm looking for high probability setups. Pretty strong push down with that trap. Like I mentioned, multiple failures to really break this level where this horizontal line is. And finally we get a trap pointing the other way, which is a nice setup to take to reverse. But for me, we're just too sideways, too choppy, too in and out of 20 MA, so I sat on my pause. Now we're approaching Big Mama here. Am I interested? Honestly, not really. Not really. Maybe if we get a second entry short, I may be more interested. But for the Big Mama itself, it's sus. It is sus because we've been in trading range for so long. If we do trigger here, that means we're trying to sell at the bottom of a trading range, right? 10,000 tick chart. We're selling at the bottom of a trading range is never a good idea. Maybe a second entry short, I may consider it. That'll probably be my only setup here. I'm not taking this trap. Too far away from 20 May. Strong bear bar closing on his low on the 5 minute. Let's see if there's follow through. Market has just been doo-doo this entire week has been pretty bad, I think. Other than Big Mama hitting was it yesterday? No, not yesterday, 2 days ago. Big Mama hit 2 days ago. We got Big Mama here, but I wish I had a setup actually to it. Fortunately, no setup. And unfortunately, we're so choppy, it's not necessarily a good time to take Big Mama. Big Mama may trigger. Very overextended at this point with the H4 setup. Decently strong bear bar, may push strongly. Big Mama has not yet triggered. Big Mama just triggers. So if you take this Big Mama, then yeah, thoughts and prayers to you. I'll take Big Mama with a second attempt, but not right now. And this could easily work out. I mean, Big Mamas are such a high probability trade. Like, this has a very high chance of working out. I just feel like there's a lot against it right now, and I'm just gonna respect that. Respect the price action leading up to it. You're sweating now if you're a Big Mama. You still have not made your scalp. 2 points. 2 points is down here. I would like a second entry short. That's all I really would like right now. Big Mama is not even something I'm interested in because of how choppy we were leading up to it. I'm not saying that it can't work, or I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying there's a lot of things going against it right now. If you guys know anything about Big Mama, the thing about Big Mama is that we're trying to scalp daily setups. And so for Big Mama, if you don't see anything on the daily chart, then it's not necessarily a trade you want to take. For instance, daily chart, we're in an uptrend, and people may be buying at the bottom here, right? Because we're still always in long. So because there's no daily setup, I'm not trying to take it. I'm not trying to scalp it. I'm not trying to take Big Mama. But thoughts and prayers to those who are in it. Big Mama looks like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. Like I mentioned, a lot of things going against it leading up to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Typically have a 5-point stop loss for Big Mama. You still have the 20 MA protecting you, so you still have a chance. I will most likely take a second entry short here if we get it, but if we don't, Okay, it does trigger, push down. A couple strong bull bars here. I'm not sure if we're gonna get to it, but that's somewhat of a good sign if you're in Big Mama right now, going short. It's a pretty bad sign if we reverse here, tapping off Big Mama, because now it's acting as support. You don't want to reverse at this spot if you're short right now. It's the last thing you want to see. Give me a second, just short. I'll consider it though. Give me a second short, I would definitely consider it. It's looking good now if you're in Big Mama still, right? Typically you have a 5-point stop loss, so you're still not stopped out. If anything, if you're nervous about this move up, you can come out break even, skunk your trade. I think the better setup is just look for that second entry short. Micro double top. That could be enough for people to take a second entry short here, or a hidden second entry short. Micro double top. You can tell we're still underneath the 20 MA, so you had some good selling pressure here still. Like I mentioned, I'll come in here with a second entry short, but the Big Mama itself felt a little sus. But you're still okay. You know, you're still green because your stop loss is 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your stop loss is up here, above the 20 MA. So you're still okay if you took this Big Mama. It's up to you if you want to skunk it or if you want to hold on to it, but you're still okay technically. Setting my pause. I already know what setup I'm looking for. If I don't get it, I'm okay. Inside bar. Pushes down. Need about one more tick for Big Mama to be successful. Unfortunately, we lose our second entry short, which is very frustrating. Instead, we may get a trap trade here. Not really interested. We got to break a trend to new low already. Again, biggest reason why I didn't want to take that is daily chart. This is not a place I would go short. If I saw this any other time frame, I would not go short here. I would, if anything, think that people were going to buy the bottom here from an uptrend to create a trading range. Big Mama still didn't hit, unfortunately, if you're in it. Couldn't make 2 points. Good news, though, if you're short, we're still underneath the 20 MA. So, still some selling pressure. People are with limit orders right here. I want to set up, but I don't even have a second entry short here, pandas. I don't know what to do. Unfortunate. Sounds like we're actually asked, how was the automated script on Big Mama's? It's amazing. Honestly, like, I want to really release a video, but I need to take care of some stuff. I've just been very busy. Very, very busy. So busy. Hopefully next week. Hopefully, I already have the bulk of it created. I just need to edit it and present it. Package it nicely for you guys. Maybe another push down. Sitting in my pause here. Regardless, I'm pretty happy I didn't take it because I would be a bald panda right now, just pulling all my fur out. Definitely cooking in flames. You don't want to be in a trade like this. Keeps teasing you. I mean, this may work. It may work. That's always the thing about these things. It may work.
Five-minute trap.
Now we're going in and out of 20 MA. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm saying it might not work. Five minutes showing a little bit of strength, closing above Big Mama, 2 candles. Maybe a second entry short here. Possibility. Again, you can come out break even on Big Mama if you wanted to. Trap may trigger on the 5-minute chart. Make it a decent push down. Honestly, I just don't know. So frustrating. But make sure you guys scalp that like button. Let's get to 250 likes. At least we have something to look towards too. Grandmaster asks, ha ha ha, you are a panda, how do you do that? I mean, you can't control how you're born. Alright, pandas, we got a second interest short here. I'll take it, I'll take it. I think I'll take it. I mean, give me an okay signal bar. At least. I mean, that's a terrible signal bar. Second entry short. Oof. I don't know. Second short does trigger. At this point, I'd rather take the trap. I'd rather take the trap at this point. Like, if I was in this big mama, I would be so frustrated. 1, 2, 3. We're still underneath the 20 MA, so you have some reasons to think that this will keep going down. I just don't know. I'm gonna go long here. Just imagine being short here right now and seeing all this happening. You know, at this point, it's like if it does reverse, you're just thinking, oh man, that's like really bad news.
5-minute trap.
Like, how frustrated are you at this point if you're short? And now if it reverses here, you're just... I mean, I just imagine if I was in this trade, how frustrated I'd be if I was short here. In this trade. Risk is not too large. Using 5 contracts. That's not a good way to end the candle. That's not how you want it to look like. This could ultimately still push down. I just imagine if I was short here, how frustrated I'd be, and kind of wishing I wasn't in the trade. And it's kind of like I'm trapping traders. It is a trap, as you can see with the magenta box around here. I did enter a trap. This is a trap trade. This is why I decided to take it. But it's so sideways, it may not pan out actually. In fact, I don't like how this is already looking. The risk is not too large, so I'm okay with losing this. If this reverses, I'm going to come out, break even. I don't even care. If it does reverse at all, I will come out break even. To protect myself, if I'm worried of it reversing, let's go, baby. Easy peasy money. Easy peasy, easy money. And that just comes with experience, knowing like how frustrating it would have been if I kept trying to go short here and this happened. This is, you know, it's like I'm trying to basically trade the trap, right? I'm trying to trade those who are going short here in the chop and them feeling super frustrated and basically coming out of their position. And that's basically trap trade. Classic trap trade. Only problem about it was that it was very choppy, so even traps can fail when it's just choppy. Basically, no setups really work when it's super choppy, at least when it comes to two-leggy. But here, I felt that frustration, imagining being in this trade and all of a sudden seeing this happen. Boy, oh boy, how frustrated I'd be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You stopped out of Big Mama, I believe, right? 4, 5, yeah. So Big Mama, you're stopped out now at 5 points. But like I mentioned, there's a lot of reasons not to take that Big Mama just because of the price action we've been seeing. We're in a runner now. Let's see if we get another pivot. If we get another pivot, if we get a pivot here, pivot high out, turn to Super Saiyan here. You're somehow up today. Congrats. You guys are wondering how did I split that one order? You can only do it if your original automated strategy has multiple orders in it. And then during the trade, if you combine the orders, if you right click this flag here, or really right click anything, this this little thing here, if you right click anywhere on it, then it gives you the option to split it. But that's only if it was 2 orders, only if that. Otherwise, you can't split it. I mean, we got a nice push up. 5 points up now. I mean, if this is a really good trade, we can have a really good trade on 10,000 tick chart. May come back up to the top of the trading range. And if I'm really okay with just holding the stop loss, just at break even, just waiting to get to my target, then I can just hold it here and just let it happen. I won't even bring it up with all the swings. I won't really be protecting myself. I'll just let it happen. Strong bull bar ending on its high on the 10,000 tick chart. Good sign for me. 5 minute as well. Pretty strong bull bar ending above the 20 EMA. And near its high. What I need is some follow through. I need this to be a bull bar. This next bar. How high can you fly? How high can you fly? I'm a completely risk-free trade. That means I won't lose any of my own original capital. Pulling back a little bit now. But I feel okay because the 20 EMA is still here to protect me from getting stopped out. Hey, I'm in a runner, pandas. See how high this can go. 20 EMA is still here to protect me, so I still feel a little secure here about this. But obviously, the closer we get, the more it pushes down, the a little more worried I become. Something interesting happened there, which makes me feel like this is going to go up a lot more. Is because we can see when this comes down where it stops. It stops basically one tick above here. Basic people coming out or coming back in this trade here. No follow through though. I may get stopped out here, unfortunately. If I get stopped out, it's okay. I was completely part of the plan. It's part of the plan. What can you do? It is what it is, pandas. Got that bamboo though. In this trade here, and this is a big mama now, second attempt big mama. Like I mentioned, I'll come in Big Mama with a second attempt. And so this Big Mama failed the first one, as you can see. And that's the second attempt at Big Mama, which I'm taking now. This is with 10 contracts. It's looking good. Looking really good. Looking mighty fine. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy money. That's Big Mama's second attempt, which I felt more comfortable taking than the first attempt. I'm not sure if I'm going to get much on my runner here, but hey, pandas can dream. I got a double runner going on here. Let's go, baby. Push! 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 Give me that pivot. Give me that pivot low. Come on. Give me that pivot for Super Saiyan. I need a push down, second push down. No! Why? No! We just met. We just got to know each other. Why would you cut it off so fast? Give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Ah! All good, pandas. Get that damage today. Let's go, baby. Easy, man. The second Big Mama I took on my actual accounts. I'll say that much. That second Big Mama. Up 1,000. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy money. So if you lost here, then you can gain some of it back here to second attempt. It is what it is. That's Big Mama. We're almost back to break even on this account though, which is nice because I was down pretty hard from before. Probably because of Big Mama. I think I lost a Big Mama, like 10 contracts Big Mama, like a while back. And the Big Mamas kind of balanced themselves out. So I took this trade just as an actual trade. And I took this Big Mama because it presented itself. So Big Mama it is. I take them both. But I hope you guys remember, before this even happened, I mentioned way back here, I will come in the second attempt with Big Mama. And after Big Mama triggers here, we see that it fails. I wasn't in the trade, but I was looking at it, and it fails. And this is the second attempt, which why I entered here. Hope you guys remember I said that, and I planned it out to the T. I planned everything out from the beginning. Everything was anticipated. Everything was part of the plan. And hopefully you guys took advantage of the fact that I said all of that before it happened. And now I'm up 1,174 because of it. Ted Rogers asks, how much you need to pass a 300K? You need 20K. So that's why tomorrow I may trade the news because I'm pretty certain in one bar or two bars or at least one swing, one leg, there most likely will be a move strong enough where it will be more than 10 points. And if you guys know, with the 300K, what you need, right? You can trade 35 contracts, but you need $20,000 divided by 35, which is how many contracts divided by 50. So you need 11.42 points, and that's not including commission. So we'll just round it up to maybe around basically 12 points. So you need basically 12 points to get in one swift move without hitting a drawdown of, let's say, the drawdown cannot be. Drawdown can't be, you cannot have more than a 4-point drawdown. That means the market cannot go back down more than 4 points before it goes up 12 points. It's not easy, but with news, it can be easy. And I'm not recommending anyone to do this. I'm just giving you the facts here. If you basically get a 50-50% chance, if you think the news is going to be strong enough to make a strong enough move one way or the other, at least 12 points before making a 4-point drawdown, I think, you know, that is, it's just the facts. And if you want to pass an eval, that might be the easiest way to do it. I'm just talking about how easy it is. When it comes to evals, you can trade the news. When it comes to PAs, you cannot. Unless they change the rules. I'm just unaware if they did. But from my experience, they don't monitor your evals very, very closely. Got a second entry short here, but also trading range. Am I interested in the second entry short? It's just going sideways. I just don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another push down, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised another push up. Back to the top of the trading range. Second entry short. It does look pretty good. It might work out. Signal bar was decent actually, and very small. Right, it would be a less than 2-point risk to take that. The only problem is that, yeah, it could work out. I'm just gonna let it go. I already got my bamboo today, and I'm just gonna sit on my pause, especially because this is going so sideways at this point. Second entry short looks like it's about to work out though. It does work. Well, perfect scalp, at least. This is too choppy for me. Not really interested in trading here. Decent push down. May turn to an absolute scalp. Right now it's a perfect scalp. You can tell because there's a gold box around this number. If there is a absolute scalp, that means it goes more than the scalp amount by at least one tick. Then this gold box will disappear. If it goes one more tick beneath here, you're gonna see this gold box disappear from here. Otherwise, we're potentially still trapped, especially if you're looking for a 2-point scalp. Just watching this. So pandas, what has happened so far? Good news with Apex. The good news is that they are no longer implementing their safety net. You can see that once it went one tick, the gold box disappeared, making an absolute scalp. So you're definitely out of your trade now if you're scalping 2 points there. And good news for everyone, I think. Ultimately, it's good news for everyone because, you know, for those who thought it was a good idea, they're going to continue to do what they're doing, which is creating a safety net on their own. I think, you know, so I think that just kind of confirms again how nice Apex is, and they're doing this. There are frontiers in this, in a sense, right? They're not responding to other prop firms. They're the ones, because of their principles of being customer facing, they're the ones who are doing things that never have done before, such as holding a town hall after making a decision where people started to raise complaints and bringing up good points. And so I think, in a sense, because of that principle, they're doing things that other prop firms would never do, ever, in my opinion. I don't think they would. And so, but they might do now because Apex has done it. You know, so I'm just saying that you want to be with a company that does that, right? You want a company that doesn't respond to how, you know, they don't react by copying other prop firms. You want them to be the ones, because of their principles, doing things for the customer. And so, you know, that's why I like Apex. You know, Apex, and if you look at the numbers, I mean, I can't say for sure, but they seem to be, I mean, number one thing about prop firms is this: reliability. No matter what, I don't care how good their customer service is. I don't care about how good the rules are. It's all about first thing first is reliability. Can they pay you out? If they say they're going to pay you out, can they pay you out? And I think Apex at least has shown that they are really able to do that. And number two, you know, I think it's the rules. The rules should be good for you. And three, how good is their customer support? I think with all those three things combined, it makes a very good prop firm, and I think Apex has found a nice balance between all those things. So that's why I continue to use Apex. Trust me, at any time, if Apex starts to, you know, stray away from their principles and not think about the customer anymore, then obviously, like, you know, as a person with freedom to choose what they want to do, is, you know, I would voice my thoughts, and I would maybe even move on. So simple as that. You know, if they no longer do that, then, you know, in a sense, why would anyone want to stick with them? So that being said, BBM 80% off. Use it while it lasts. Easter promo. Let's go over my trades that I took. I took this trap trade because I recognized Big Mama failing. Before it even triggered, I thought it might fail, and I mentioned in this time that if it does attempt it again, I will take it the second attempt. So the first attempt, I'll allow it to fail, and I took it the reversal, and I got a nice little scalp here. Couldn't get the swing really. The swing got stopped out, and you can see that this is a failed second entry short, coming off a failed breakdown. So failed breakdown was Big Mama. And you can see here A, B, C. Second entry short right here. Right, you got two-legged pullback. You got the two-legged pullback, and you got the entry, and that fails and reverses. It basically makes only one tick and reverses, and I entered on that trap, bouncing off the support. Now we're really pushing down here. And so then I said, okay, well, if we get Big Mama, second attempt, I'll take it. So I take second attempt Big Mama, and notice that you still didn't hit the 5-point stop loss. So if you even wanted more points in this, right? Let's say you want to go for 1-to-1 risk reward, right? You wanted 5 points, you risk 5 points and make 5 points. You would still be in this trade even if it pushes back up here, and you make your 5 points back. You make all the money you lost here at the 5-point stop loss. You could have made it all back here. Even though it's a little scary with this push up, you still can make it all back if you just stuck to the rules, and that's Big Mama. You're asked, are we trading real money? Right now, what you're seeing on the top left of your screen, this is a evaluation, and but I am trading my own money. I am trading it independently, kind of dependently on this. I'm copying all my real accounts in themselves, but I'm picking and choosing what trades I want to take on my real accounts. So since I'm a little more aggressive on, first off, on evaluations, and also because of the stressors of streaming, sometimes I don't think every trade I take is A plus. You know, sometimes I'll take a trade basically maybe more based on trying to make content, or based off being very aggressive. But if I feel like the trade is very good, then I'll copy it over to my real account. So did I copy, from this situation, I actually copied this second Big Mama. I did not copy this trade. And the reason being is because we were so choppy. I wasn't certain with a really high degree that this would work out, but I was certain enough to do it on an eval on stream. And so this is why I took it, but I did not feel confident enough to take it on my real accounts. I was very confident on my real accounts for this trade, and I did take this trade. So, it just, I pick and choose. Yes, all with Apex, multiple accounts, multiple accounts. So. Alright, Pandas, with that being said, hey Pandas, tomorrow, don't forget, there's news at 8:30 a.m. Please be aware. Please be aware. Please take note of that. News at 8:30. It's going to be a big one. There is a 10% chance I may stream at 8:30, so I can pass this eval in one trade. Let's just say from all the news events, this is the one that I think will trigger a move strong enough where you can pass the account in one trade. Will I pass it? I think it'll be a 50-50, and that might be enough high chances for me to pass it. So guess what, Pandas, we can jump straight into real money with this account, and you can see it all on live, and you can see I'm doing in front of you guys, and hopefully it'll work out for us. So Pandas, with that being said, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow, and maybe I'll open another one. Maybe I'll open another 300K, and because of that, opening another one, I may, because it's like, let's just say that one fails, I want to still preserve this one to show that, this one that we continue, but I may do another one just in case I pass it, and if I pass it, then it's like, it's really good, then we can just continue, we can trade on that with real money instead. So, and that'll be still all contained within streams. I'll make a decision when it gets closer to tomorrow, but that's being said, Pandas, trade safe, everybody. Stick to the plan. If you stick to the plan and your system is good, all things will work out at the end. Try not to get FOMO. Try not to go on tilt, and have those measures in place. Don't forget your rules, and I'll see you guys bright and early. Maybe 8:30, but regardless, I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early. And subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification icon, and so you guys know if I'm streaming early or not. With that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.
10,000 tick trap.